Have you ever tried something and you weren't sure if it was going to work, but your curiosity just made you want to try it anyway? Well, in this video, it's exactly that. I've always been interested in ruck marching, but I have always been kind of skeptical to see if it actually benefits my running or not. And in this video, I go on my first long ruck march and taking you along with me. If you enjoy this video, feel free to hit the like button. And if you haven't, feel free to subscribe to stay up to date on all the videos that I post on this channel. And with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video. I was wrong about what I had to do for weightlifting today. I actually just had to work abs, meaning I didn't have to do any legs, which is honestly probably good because right now I am currently walking or ruck marching or whatever the technical term is with an additional 25 pounds. And I definitely feel it in like my upper back and like my abs, like my core, as well as like my legs and stuff like that. But it's not like a bad feel. It just feels like there's like a consistent like pressure, or like my muscles are continuously like constricted or time under like tension. Yeah, it's not too bad. The only issue I can see with having this during the summer is it's going to get really hot because there's no this is like as bare bones as you could get with this vest. There's no like air circulation, there's no padding, which is fine, honestly. Believe it or not, there's no like pain in my like traps or anything like that. It's mostly just I'm feeling like my abs and my back are working, as well as like my quads and everything else, which is exactly what you want for running, to keep yourself upright and to keep your running form good. So far it's going as I thought it would if you watched the vlog before this one. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the new fitness fad for 2025 is going to be weighted vests, kind of like it was in 2024 for the running vests and everything else. I'm gonna say the 2025 version is just weighted vests and ruck marching. Okay, so some initial thoughts on who I think this would be good for, like as a regular like means of exercise. I think anybody that struggles with running or can't do running with like bad knees or bad hips or bad back or whatever, I think this might be a really good alternative if you want to, if you're already walking and you want to kind of increase it a little bit and add a little weight. I think this is possibly a good solution. And I think the other person is just kind of what I'm doing, like on rest days where you're running, where you want to get a little more benefit out of like strength training or making yourself better at running. I think this is a good solution, or a good alternative on days that you might not want to run. I mean, this is probably, if in a scale of like walking to running, this is probably like right in the middle. Like it's a little bit harder than walking, it's definitely easier than running, and it's not that bad if you can get past like looking like this, which I've never been somebody to really care about what other people think. I just have to like anyway, if you can get past that, I think this could be a really good fun alternative to going on walks or hikes. Good morning. This is day 2 of doing ruck marching or walking with a weighted vest, an attempt to benefit me as a slow marathon runner training for marathons. It's good. Soreness today is actually not nearly as bad as what I thought it would be. The first day I was definitely more sore. I think my body's getting used to it a little faster than I thought. But yeah, so far so good. I was supposed to do a long run today, but I don't know, I didn't really feel like it, and I've really wanted to try this weighted vest on a longer walk. I've done a couple of like 2-3 milers and it's been fine. So today I think I'm gonna try to go for a longer ruck march, I guess is what you actually call this. Yeah, it's like I said yesterday, my heart rate is slightly elevated from a walk, but not as crazy as running, meaning that it's really easy to stay in zones like 1 and 2 doing this versus running. Like I really have to try to not get it to go to zone 3. Also yesterday I did mention that I was going to tell you how I distributed the weight. I didn't, so I'm going to do it right now. This basically, there's 5 slots and I have them on the 2 outsides and then 1 center, and then in the back one I have just the 3 in the middle, and it just makes it feel a little more balanced. I can imagine if you had it all on one side or all on different areas, it could probably work different muscles in the wrong way. So that's just one thing to keep in mind if you're thinking about doing this. Make sure the weight's evenly distributed so that you can work like everything together as a system instead of isolating it. I hope you can hear me, it's super windy now. I'm about to cross over the 3-mile mark. I still haven't decided how long I actually want to go. Well, correction. I know how far I want to go, but I don't know if it's necessarily a good idea. In running, typically you don't want to start right out of the gate running like 10 miles, like you want to work up to that, because if you don't, you're really, really prone to injury. Same thing with any other exercise that uses different muscles that you normally don't use. So right now I really want to go 8 miles, but I don't think that'd be a good idea. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably turn around at 3.5 miles, and basically that'll give me 7 miles. So it's a mile less than what I wanted to do, but I think it's playing it smart so I prevent injury. I still don't have like many, like there's nothing that hurts. I feel different muscles working that I haven't felt before, and they're kind of jumping all around, which is the reason I'm thinking about cutting it just a mile short, just to play it on the safe side. I will say one nice thing about walking instead of running is I get to see things that I go past all the time, but I just never pay attention to them because I'm too busy running. And one of them I'm noticing is there's a lot of vacant, opened buildings on this like little path. The path that I typically run is it's like a business park type of thing, meaning there's a bunch of businesses and buildings like factories and office buildings, all that stuff, all crammed in one location. But there's a lot of vacant for lease buildings, like entire buildings, like this building right next to me. I'm still walking it. I started recording just as I was about halfway through walking like past this thing. It's massive and it's completely empty. There's not a single person in there. There's not a single desk, not a single chair. Like nothing. I don't know if you can see what that sign says, but that is a sign that this is a classical radio station, a local classical radio station. I didn't know they had classical radio station. That's kind of cool. I'm assuming it's like classical music. And then on the other side, there's actually another radio station. I don't know what that radio station is, but there's 1 and 2 radio stations. I never knew were here. Again, walking, learning a bunch of new things. That guy's going super fast. Classical radio station. I had to go to the bathroom, and yeah. Like I said, it's my turnaround point. 3.5 miles. I'll end up doing 7. Yeah, so far it's great. Places I'm feeling it the most is actually going to be my upper back, and my quads and my hamstrings, believe it or not. My knees feel fine, my feet feel fine, my abs feel fine. I think honestly the reason I'm not really feeling it my abs is because I'm putting my hands inside my vest because it's that cold and I forgot gloves. Yeah, doing great. I don't think I have anything else. Yeah. Side note, this is a tennis court, like little park area, and there was one time where I was doing a long run and I had to hit a specific mileage, but I think I was like 20 something miles, but this is before I continued to run further that way. I turned around, it was too early and I didn't want to go all the way back, so I ran 3 miles in that court, just circuits over and over and over again. It was miserable. Yeah. Anyway, going home now. Alright, I have just about half a mile left, a little over half a mile, and I'm feeling good. My knee was hurting a little bit, but I think it's more just because of the way I'm walking on like an actual road, and I think it's just the way it's angled and pitched, because when I switched to the other side of the road, it was fine. Yeah, everything other than that, it's good. My heart rate right now has gone up. It's hovering in the like 96 range. Before it was like around the 80, but that's normal when you get tired and as you progress into the workout or exercise. It's normal for me. But yeah, all that being said, it's great. And if you're looking for something to do instead of running or make it a little bit easier on yourself, maybe try this. I'll do like a full like what are my like ending thoughts when I get back home, but as of right now, doing great. Alright, I just got back from my run. It was good. But this is the vest that I was talking about. The weighted vest that I'm going to start implementing in running some way, somehow. It's honestly, it's pretty simple the way it works. It's literally just, these are just filled up with sand, and you can like put them in different slots. I think I have 3 in each side. There's 2 open slots. I think this totals to, I think it's around 20 pounds. I'm starting lighter just because whenever you do something new like this, you don't want to overdo it because you can risk injury. So I'm playing it more on the safe side than anything else. This is kind of the same thing as the back. This is the front. Literally it's just 1, 2, 3. This one I did space out a little bit just because it felt better while it was on. I will say I tried not doing this morning, and I used this backpack instead, and it worked well, but the problem was the straps really started to hurt. They really started to hurt like right here on me. All right, so basically putting it on, it's pretty easy. You just strap these Velcros and you can adjust how tight it is. But like I said, it's mostly, there's like some pressure here, but I feel it's just well distributed, which is good, I would imagine, when you're walking. But like I said, the weird part is like I have like a lot of like the back pain or the back pressure right there is gone. I don't know if it's just with this vest specifically or if that's just how it's supposed to work. But I do feel like my upper body definitely working more to support this. Like even like lifting my hands and stuff, I can feel my shoulders having to work a little bit more, which is good because it's supposed to help like with your skeletal muscle system. And when you run, that's primarily what you use. It's a full body exercise. It's not just like just your legs like you would think. You know, I actually wasn't going to include this in this video, but it's the next day, the day after I did my like 7 mile ruck march, and I kind of wanted to give a couple of initial thoughts or some afterthoughts that I, now that I've had some time to think about doing it, and also like how my body is. Like, am I super sore or do I feel anything? To answer that question, my back is a little like tired, but it's not anything to where it's like super. I'm not like sore at all. Like if anything, it felt like just going on an easy run. Now, if you're not used to running longer distances and stuff, you might be a little bit sore. But for me, in my experience, I didn't really feel all that sore. And then some initial some thoughts I was just thinking about afterwards, last night, and then this morning. I really think with any kind of like doing any kind of like sport or activity, I think it's important, or just hobbies in general, I think it's important to have like a well-versed like catalog of activities or things that you can do to help you progress. Am I going to be ruck marching all the time? I don't think so. Am I going to do it every week? I honestly, I don't know. But I think it's a cool option to have if, like, say my legs aren't feeling good, or my knee is feeling weird, or my back isn't feeling 100%. I think it's a good alternative to have. That way I can still get some kind of exercise in, get some kind of like mobility recovery in without having to completely kill myself. I honestly would put it in the same category as like having just different stretching options or different equipment to help aid in spots where your body may be lacking that day, or just be tired. And again, like I said before, for those people that can't do running, I think it's a really good option, because I was able to do a lot of the stuff that I do love about running that had nothing to do with physical ability, like being able to just think about things, let my mind wander. I was able to do all that stuff while I was doing the ruck march, and in the same way as I would with running. All that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to give it a like, and if you haven't, feel free to subscribe if you want to. And with that, oh, and if you have any suggestions or any things that you may do, leave them down below in the comments. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video.